Welcome back to another video, guys. Today we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 most underrated skins that exist in Counter-Strike. So CSGO right now going into Counter-Strike 2. This is not necessarily the cheapest of the cheap, but all of them are going to be like good value skins as well. So underrated, well-valued skins. I've got 10 of them plus a couple of bonus mentions to showcase. If you do enjoy the video, hit that like button. If you're new to hit the subscribe button, and let's get right into it. And just before we get into it, a big thank you to Predator for sponsoring today's video, and they're running something pretty insane for you guys. So on my screen now, over that way, you can see that you can win a VIP trip to the IEM Cologne Finals from the 4th to the 6th of August. Predator are running this. You get your flights, you get your tickets in, you get your hotel, you get some cash to spend while you're there. The link to enter this will be down below. It's a clean link. Go in there, check it out, make sure you enter. I'm going to be at Cologne myself, which is going to be super exciting. So maybe if you win, we can have a little meet up, and that'd be pretty cool. So thank you again to Predator for sponsoring the video today, and you can check the giveaway link in the description. Now, first up on this, we have the M4 A1S Infosaurus S. Now, this one is a little bit hit and miss with the community. For me, I think this is super underrated. It's a relatively cheap skin. It's actually a very cheap skin in the grand scheme of things. It came out in the Revolution case. This is a factory new. It looks good even down to like field test. Honestly, you can get away with Battle Scar because it adds that effect of like the dinosaur clawing away at it. Really unique design. Reminds me of Jurassic Park. I love it, and I feel it's super underrated. Sticking on the M4A4 front, I'm going to look at a Spider Lily. Now, this for me, I think for a while, this was deemed like, along with the Evil Daimyo, like, the go-to budget skin. Like, everyone would go for this. Then the A1S meta came in, and everyone shifted towards that. And now that we've gone back to A4 a little bit, I think the Spider Lily just sort of fallen under the radar. And it actually is. It's a quite nice detailed skin. It's blue with red, and then it's obviously got like a white grip handle and bits of black and grey throughout it. So it hits like the main killer schemes. I'm a big fan of this one. I still think it's underappreciated. Now for the AK, I might have a little surprise for you guys, because I'm going to suggest the Orbit Mark 1. I know you're thinking, like, the skin isn't as popular, and that's exactly why I'm showcasing it. Whenever we look at red inventories, or we discuss red skins, everyone goes straight for the AK. It has to be a red line, or it has to be a Bloodsport. But you can actually get this Orbit Mark 1, and it looks good on a sticker craft. Obviously, it's not like a super clean skin. It's got like the 01 kind of marked on it like you would in the factory. It's got a little bit of wear on it, even in factory new. This with a nice 4x craft looks incredibly good. And it is worth mentioning at this point that, as usual, we had a little bit of help from the Discord in this. So if you want to get involved with discussions around skins, esports, anything like that, you can join the Discord down below. We had help from Wendell the White and Buki on this one. They gave some good skin suggestions to help build out this 10. Now, for me, when we're talking ops, I think the Mortis is super underrated, and it's one of the best value cheap skins out there in the game. It's underrated because it's only a little bit cheaper than the Atheris, and the Atheris is a top 5 op, so it gets all the love for it. Then also in the same sort of category, some people for budget ops just go for a capillary, something like that. So this definitely gets overlooked, and you can do like an Ins Paris holocraft on this for like, I think 1.50 now maybe, with how much the price have dropped, and it looks incredibly good. So this 100% is an underrated op. Now to look at Deagles to tick things off, I'm going to showcase the Midnight Storm. Obviously, I'm suggesting it without stickers. This one happens to have a sticker on it, but you can go without stickers completely. This sort of falls into the way of just how many Deagles exist that are actually very nice. This one not being stat track is why I think it gets overlooked a little bit, because a lot of people want stat track weapons. I know some have an agenda against it. I think this overlooked for that reason, and it's honestly a really nice blue. It reminds me of those Sunset Storms. Now, to tick off some other pistols, we do have the Black Lotus USP. This is one that I personally overlooked for quite some time until I got given a field test at stat track version, and since then, I have a big appreciation for this skin, but I still think it's overlooked in the community, because a lot of people just go, I need a cheap USP, I'm going to go ticket to hell. This is a little bit more than a ticket to hell, but it looks super good in game. And then speaking of overlooking cheap skins, I'm going to go for the Glock 18 Winterize here. One of the cheapest Glocks you can buy, but for me, it looks incredible. The issue with a lot of cheap Glocks is that you only get the design on the top, and you get nothing elsewhere on the weapon. It's just like this plain black. In this case, the Winterize has like this clean, purposeful design on the top. Obviously, it is just that sort of steel black color with a bit of writing on it. Then you get that like blue and white camo on it, but then you also get grip. So this is actually really detailed, I'll say, for a super cheap skin. And I think in like the fact you can get this in stat track for under like £2, or maybe even under £1, depending on where, really good. Then on SMG side of things, honestly, there was a couple of Mach 10s we could go for. Again, Mach 10s fall into that issue where everyone just goes, oh, Mach 10 and Snare. Let's go get that. Instead, this Allure you can buy in factory new for just over £1. And honestly, look at the detailing on it. Like, obviously, it's not as bright as maybe it could be and people want, but just look at that detail. The fact that you're getting all that detail looks beautiful on a skin for over £1. Value for money is 100% there. And then sticking with the SMGs, we do have, for the MP9, we have a Ruby poison dart. This one isn't for everyone, and I get that, but the fact that this is like, you get the stat track for a couple of pound. Obviously, it wears a little bit. You can see that. This is factory new that has some wear on it. But the color contrast on it looks really nice. And then finally, to round off our 10, I'm going to go for a famous Eye of Athena. I think with, like, you look at famouses, right? You've got the ZX Spectre and you've got the Mecha Industries. They're like the go-tos for that sort of budget area. Eye of Athena, I think, is a little bit overlooked. And I think depending on the inventory you're going for, this can look super slick in game. Like, if you're going for like an orange, a brown, or maybe just like a no color theme at all, and you just want something different than other people, this in stat track, the orange fits in, wonderful. And like I said, I do have 3 bonus entries for this. For the op for a bonus entry, I'm going to mention the Black Nile. Kind of similar situation as the Mortis, where I think it's new out, and like a lot of people are opening the Revolution cases, but not too interested in the items in them. This looks super clean in game in almost any condition. I still prefer it in fact new. The chrome looks good. You put one simple sticker on this on the scope. Wonderful stuff. And then I've actually got 2 AK suggestions to round it off. I've got the Nightwish. Now, I know for a while the Nightwish was actually kind of popular when it dropped in that collection, but it very quickly went out of favor, and I'd say quite rapidly started to drop in price, along with like the market dropping in general. It's now made it a relatively affordable skin that's just overlooked because of every other option out there. And if you're not sticking to like a specific like inventory theme, this is almost a no-brainer for me to pick. Like, you get this lovely color contrast, it looks insanely good, and it's a fair price. And then I'm going to end it with a skin that's a little bit more expensive, that's been in the game a bit longer, but is underappreciated, and it's the Aquamarine Revenge. This, obviously, it's in a weird bubble, because for less than this, you can get an Ice Cold, you can get a Legion of Anubis, you can get a Slate, you can get like maybe a low-wear Empress, like, or sorry, a high-wear Empress, for example. And then just above this, you can go get a Bloodsport, you can get a Neon Rider, similar pricing as the Neon Revolution. So there's a lot of AK options around it, but I think this one, when we have the discussion about AKs, it's a lovely design. It has that sort of greenish blue of the water, and then you've got like the orange highlights of the dolphins in it. It's a really overlooked design. It's super underrated in my opinion, and that completes our top 10 with a couple of bonus entries. So guys, make sure you hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Hit the subscribe button if you're around here. Let me know out of my selection which ones were your favorite, but also let me know in the comments down below which ones I missed. And just to remind you, if you missed it at the start, today's video was sponsored by Predator. We're on a big giveaway. You can win a VIP trip to attend IEM Cologne, which would be amazing. So check that out in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.